A little program after you have just started choosing your timing for an update. Okay, you can see my sound, you see my other sound, and English speaking we should now be able to, yes, I think we're live. I will just assume so and be like welcome, just in case. That nobody say that I'm unhospitable or something. No, give me a second longer than usual, because well, lo and behold, my little stream fucking nonsense thingy has decided that now would be a good time to update, and that has kinda, screwed over my timing. And now I'm feeling like, is it actually going to work? I have doubts in my mind. Also, my microphone kinda was like, "Nip, I'm not gonna be around," because apparently the setting has preset, and so the streaming program was like, "I don't see a microphone bloody slot. It's supposed to be a default thingy, but it's not working." But the thing has actually a name, that is how you find it. Bit annoying that, but it seems to work. So let me change things around, because well, there are many things I could say, and many things are going in a very, very strange way right now, and I will not bother with that, because I have chosen today's playtime. Instead, I will now start posting shit. I know that picture, I know where that is from, and I know that is, I mean, it looks suspicious. It's a nice thing, you open up Discord just to, post shit and be like, "Yep, here, have a link." Because that is what I usually do when I start, and it's like, I see a picture of a nice little enemy girl with some white goo in her face, and I'm like, yeah. But don't get me wrong, I do know the series, and I do know that it is not the white goo you would assume, but still, that's kinda... Well, I guess that's one way of saying that is some channels in a nutshell. Very nice way. Now then, you go here. Actually, I think, have I? No, I actually have. Strange. I thought I had forgotten this particular server in a while, but I have apparently not. Strange. I'm a strange person. Don't mind me. I'm used to it. Okay, everything seems to be working, I'm assuming, so we shall change things around. Like this, like this. Now then, where we are, who we are, and what are we doing? Well, as you can see from our little quest log and the little symbol here, in this one, we have one finished quest, and we have the big story part, the hunt for users. Now, let me give you the resume of the first episode, because it was a strange one, as first episodes tend to be. In this first episode, we learned that our dear little hero of, well, the dire wood and the white marches has tried to enjoy life in Katniwa, being a lord, and, having the grand old time, until fucking Eosas himself, as you might remember, the fucking guy who at one point decided to, come down and lead a fucking revolt, which got murdered by the Godhammer. Rather firstly, the first time that humanity has actually struggled against one of those fox gods and destroyed him rather fiercely, has decided to take over that giant fucking statue that was buried under Katniwa and, well, rising from the ground. Now, he was a bit more of an annoyance than a certain other person known for rising from the grave, because, well, the other person at least had the fucking decency to ascend to heaven and, sit at his father's right or something. Eosas has, decided to, quite literally, destroy my fucking castle and take pretty much every soul available to him, including a large part of my own very soul, which makes my little hero here a bit vulnerable. Meaning, if we get too far away from Eosas and the rest of us all, we're probably going to die a horrible death. Now, that of course was bad enough, but our dear friend here, Mr. Adair himself, had the presence of mind to, well, use what's left of my fortune. Well, that's a bad thing to say, because that means we're poor as fuck. To charter a ship and follow the giant statue now inhabited by Eosas, and, well, by that keeping us quite literally alive. So far, so good. Oh, there was also the nice little scene where, the god of the fucking death and reborn cycle has made us an offer we quite literally could not refuse, by making sure that we get fucked over if we say so much as no. Well, that is fun, I'd say. Very much so. And, well, as you might imagine, it didn't end there, because we haven't been, you know, lucky enough yet. And next thing we know, our ship is sinking, we get attacked by pirates, or, well, rather, to put it in the right order, we get attacked by pirates, we face them, we fight them off, everything looks bright, a storm, ship is sinking, we get stranded, and now we are on a nice island. Over there, who's smoking his pipe, in the shade of the palm tree, and now we're gonna look for some way to repair my ship, and to, you know, and a bit of a crew. As hunch, bloop.
Better see what that crowd's about.
We'll find out if we want to or not.
What if the giant comes this way?
Ah,
Please,
yes.
everyone stay calm.
What a nice crew, isn't it? And the man, the center of attention, appears to be feel the increase from Bruce, the gaggle of townsfolk gathered around the platform. There is a severe-looking Aumua woman standing just beside him.
Please, everyone remain calm. I assure you I will do everything in my power to get you the answers you need.
That's
Our
good.
friends among the Huana.
It's going to
Have
work well.
offered you hospitality and safety from the storms.
Meaning?
Yes, yes. I think we are all keenly aware of the debt of gratitude we owe to the...
I have personally seen to the safety of your homes. Now you will do the same for our families.
Well, to be fair, she's making actually a good point there, isn't it? If they helped in the past, you know, protecting them, then probably a good idea to, you know, repay your favor.
What about our families?
Shut up, commoner. You're quite literally a commoner. You don't see the bigger picture here.
What about the ships? How are we supposed to feed ourselves?
You know, whenever people are like this, I would be like, look around yourself. What do you see? I see a fucking fertile land. Why are you not outside, Mr. Sailor, and start fucking farming like a normal person would? I'm sure there are some people who have experience here to teach you.
If everyone would...
Hilarious gaze sweeps across the crowd. It falls upon you. Archer remains. Well, great. A few more heads turn to see what has caught the governor's attention.
It's one of the pirates.
At this alarmed cry of a fucking commoner who I feel the desperate need to strangle because she's, of course, an idiot, the whole of the crowd turns to regard you. A startled, expectant hush falls upon the gathered throng. You just go like, look around. Where? Where? No. Okay, I mean, I'm very tempted, but let's not play dumb here. It's like, let's start with the obvious. I am not a pirate.
Everyone stay calm. I think it's clear our guest is nothing of the sort.
Obviously, if I were a pirate, I'd be, you know, taking my shaper head, go like, yeah, I want all of your booty.
2 of my guards reported a ship flying deer wooden colors, fallen prey to a private vessel. That would be your
Actually,
ship,
that is not
I
how it
assume.
happened. I will correct you there, Mr. Governor. My ship ran aground in the storm. We fought off the fucking pirates, and I swear to God, if I meet them again, I will end the last of them. Just for being, you know, annoying persons.
That would make her lucky. Your own vessels do not usually fare so well.
Well, lucky as in it ran aground and it's not usable as a ship anymore.
Quite.
Quite indeed. Yeah, that's actually a good point. If I was all that lucky, I wouldn't have crashed here.
Perhaps not.
See?
But I suspect some good can come of this.
If you're telling me that this is a blessing of the gods in disguise, I'm going to strangle you too, Mr. Governor.
Everyone,
Oh shit, he's one of
forgive me.
those.
I believe this matter requires my attention. You have my word that I will keep you
He's one of
apprised
those, you know,
any changes.
Valian, in, you know, quotation marks, speaking the language, in quotation marks, of the Valian people. Yes, let's make it an absolute, not the case where we're like, those people don't actually exist, that is all nonsense, they just try to annoy you.
Especially you, Mr. Ikawa.
What? Mestre. Gay.
Do not flatter me with Valian titles.
See? Even
You are
she's like,
distracted
nope.
with your newcomer and wish me gone. But I will not go far, Governor Clario.
Well, I mean, you don't have to. As, you know, well behind you, you can probably sit there and take a nice drink.
Grande. As for you, stranger, let us speak at my estate. We'll discuss your predicament.
Great. There wouldn't give in. I'm here to stay. No, actually, I'm on my fucking way to go. Where, actually? Can I speak with you? Do I run fast enough?
I am for friendlier fires. If you would speak, seek me out in our village.
Okay. Good point. I shall do so. Now, what the fuck is... What's a Dawnstar? What's a Vanglyph and what's a Zoti?
Accept the light, and you shall be redeemed.
The woman shouts, arms raised high and white. In each hand she grips a golden candle. The flames gutter wildly as she gestures to the crowd before her. The missionary holds a candle to drip wax in the shape of 3 stars on the forehead of each kneeling worshipper. I see one. One of them stumbles back, swiping the hot wax from his skin.
I did not sign up to be burned.
Fuck this. Okay. Well. Watch from the crowd. The priestess trembles her arms, face pinched with disappointment. A warm sea breeze from the port, loose strands of her sun-streaked hair, whip around her head like a living halo.
This flame is not for purification. It is for illuminating the darkness. Sanctification comes only as a result of your journey. But the light will guide your way.
Great. That's a religious nut. She tilts her face toward the sky, eyes shut. She drags a shaky hand to dribble wax across her own brow.
Aethys has returned at last.
Oh boy.
But it's not too late to redeem ourselves.
She's following that guy. I have, well, technically speaking, I have a fucking invoice for him going like, okay, damages to my castle, damages to my people. Pay, please.
As surely as my fingers are webbed, I tell you, gone, never left.
Despite their contrary words, the Hohenhofen shrugs, accepting the golden wax. Gone is an aspect of Aethys associated with death and harvests. His supplements are symbolically important. The sickle reaps what is sowed in life, and the lantern guide. Ah, okay, so that is an aspect of him.
Sakes alive, Wanglith. Ain't we got more pressing matters to attend to than a baptism?
Arms crossed over her chest, a shorter, duskier woman watches the ritual with an honorary sort of expression. Her delicate chin jutted up.
We just missed one of the biggest reap-ins of all time. What about the souls that need us?
As she steps forward, she reaches for a peculiar-looking lantern strapped to her hip.
Do not push me on this, you wayward child. You'd leave the living forlorn to service the dead?
She's just, bling, bling, bling. Look at my little lantern. She's like a child. She's playing around with lantern like, yeah, look at Shade's color. Rather than discouraging the other Dawnstar, the accusation seems to kindle a stubbornness inside her. Shoulders set, she grins.
Here, I'll light them all at once.
Metal clanking, she sways an eerily lit lantern in an intricate pattern before her. The priestess bites her lips, swinging harder and faster, ice arms hurtling the weapon with a deceptively hidden strength, until she thrusts its heart out toward the crowd, splattering everyone with wax. Well, practically speaking, that's actually one way to do it, I guess.
Hell yeah, it is. I call that the...
Grinning, she turns to get a look at you and promptly chokes. Ill is a colonial term used for the beyond in the Adir, the David and Britzels. Okay.
Are you by any chance looking to help the people I saw die in my dreams?
What the fuck? She looks her head, cheeks flushing prettily. Are you getting, the thoughts for me just from looking at me? I mean, I know I'm good looking, but rarely do women, just blush. Are you going to faint next? Is that how this is going to play out?
I'm guessing you're not here for the baptism.
I just want my ship repaired. I'm looking for an Adra statue. Yeah, hi, inhabited by Ursas.
I knew it!
You don't. You're religious nutcase. I can already see this. She clenches the grip on the sickle in her right hand.
Dawn's been calling me here. Left the breadcrumbs in my dreams. I need to get inland. If you're going, I could help you. Swear on my soul.
Who's gone?
Gone's a smidge of darkness in the light. He was the part of Aethys who divined the dignity of dying and the return journey to life.
Okay, so who are you if you want to travel with me?
Oh, hell. Now where are my manners?
Apparently in the dumpster.
I'm Shodi, Child of the Dawn Stars and Priestess to Gone, at your service.
She thrusts a hand out in a friendly shake, at her points feebly in approval. So, you're Priestess of Gone, and not Eosas himself. A dark smile curves up her lips, and her eye glints with fierceness.
Darn right I am. Why, you know an awful lot about Gone?
Well, I do know he's an aspect of Eosas, because you told me so.
I think you mean he's all what's left. You did hear, Aethys died, yeah? When summer and spring have passed us on, well, that just leaves us autumn and winter and Gone.
Oh, that's a rather interesting view of it.
Figure I'm a bit unorthodox, but that doesn't mean I'm wrong.
Yeah, and I'm not going to start a fucking religious debate with you. It's a good way to get yourself killed.
More than unorthodox, it's profane.
So, why do we want to go inland?
There are souls needing their last rites.
Okay.
Ought to shine them the light, else they might get lost.
Are you sure about that? Are you sure that you're the right person for the job? I have some severe doubts for some mystical reason.
Enough nonsense, Jyoti. No one knows if anyone's even died. You've no business going in there, risking your own safety, risking our mission.
Well, sounds like a job for an adventurer. I don't know why.
You guide the living and I guide the dead. Gone bids it and I dreamed it. Leave it be. We all serve our purposes. So what's yours?
Well, I'm a watcher.
So you can see souls?
True enough, yes.
That's a handy talent to have.
Not really,
I know
no.
my harvesting would benefit from it.
Oh boy, you have no idea just how much of a fuck ton of ass foolishness that includes. You know, just thinking back on the journey we have so far, it's like, yeah, being a watcher, that's fun. Fun and engaging.
And here you are, following my god.
Yeah, but not in the way you. I don't adore him in any way, shape, or form. I actually want to, hit him in the face with something big and heavy. I'm probably going to need bigger weapons though.
Watcher, will you take me with you?
I'll say I would let you join. How would that benefit me and mine?
Reckon I'm good with wounds, both inflicting and healing them up.
GG good for Lantern. My baby, you a dog-edged
Me and
grin.
my brethren may not see eye to eye, but they'll all admit I'm sturdier than a weed and just as stubborn. I won't die on you before it's my time.
Well, you should have... How adept are you as an healer, actually? How severe wound can you
I got
catch?
an eye for stages. Life and death and in between. Like progressing forward. Or sometimes backwards.
Well, if you say it as a stage progressing from life to death, then yes, it would be a step backward from that. Please do so.
It's all just change happening in different states.
She shrugs, but the interest smolders in her eyes.
Plus, gruesome doesn't bother me.
Like a fucking healer, if it would, you would be a fucking bad healer. Like, oh, I can't heal you. Why? Your wound looks gross.
Guess her skills had something, I suppose.
Yeah, has busied himself with scraping something off the side of his weapon and does not look up.
Sounds like a vote of confidence to me.
Yes, surely. That's what I would call it.
Well, what's it to be?
Why not? I mean, I guess maybe perhaps you'll prove useful in the universe.
I know an offer rare as hen's teeth when I hear it. Yeah, I'm taking it. You won't regret this.
Oh boy. I'm already regretting it. You see, it's a shy glance at Adair.
Hey.
Adair half nods without looking in Shoti's direction. He seems suddenly focused on something in the distance. Are you getting fucking embarrassed, my friend? Tattoo eagerly, she saunters close beside you.
At least take care, child. Come back to us in one piece. If not for my sake, then Samhain's.
The old priestess sighs, shaking her head.
So don't tell her. What the High Priestess doesn't know won't hurt her.
Is that how it works? Greeting, Shooty waves her breath in a curt parting. Oh boy. Chose the single class multiclass for this companion. I can either make you a priest, a monk, with a class of Sister of Reaping Moon, or a contemplative. Okay, let's not do this. Well, I guess you are the new and improved version of Durance. How far improved we will find out, because, well, for the moment you have a nicer looking face. But I did like the portrait of Durance. I did like that in the first Pillars of Eternities, the characters weren't just, too good looking. As in too clean looking, mostly. You know what, just become a fucking priest, I'll give you that. Let's look at your equipment. What do you actually come with? Well, you have a hood. You have vestments of Gorn. You have Zoti's Joti Shickle and her lantern. That's a shield. Small shield one-handed. Okay, that's a headset. I don't really want to have you in close quarters, though. I would very much like you to stay off. Yep. I know. Pillars of Eternity actually breaks with the mold quite a bit, and technically speaking, a priest, even in Dungeons & Dragons classical view, wears heavy armor and can be a melee character. Honestly though, if you wear something like this, which is basically clothing, I mean, that's counting at medium armor, but still, I would very much like you to stay a bit away from the enemy so you can actually use your spells. Basically, everything that casts spells in my worldview stays behind the line. Just me, maybe, but you know, that's how I prefer things to be.
You watch over her, you hear? That's one of ours whose fate you've taken into your hands.
Well, I'm sure she can take care of herself.
And you know her better than her own brethren?
Maybe.
You look, but you never see me. The Watcher's got a keen eye, spotted my potential.
Well, there are two options. Either you know, carry your own weight, or you die on the road. I mean, to be fair, you're my companion now, which means you're basically going to survive for eternity, but still, yeah. No one sleeps, press a hard line as she shakes her head unhappily.
Please just guard her well. Protect her purity and her godliness. The body is a shell. It's her soul that'll suffer if she steps from the path
Okay,
of
I'm not going to, you know, sell her to the next best browser or something. I can promise you that much. Apart from that, I'm a woman. You know, I'm missing the necessary... Well, to be fair, I mean, I don't think we have plastic variants yet, but maybe I can choose a wood variant, I guess, to, you know, take care of that particular purity. Just, you know, talking to myself here.
Do you seek a blessing from the light?
Oh?
Suit yourself. But know that I act only because I care for your soul and salvation.
Yes, and I learned in the past that the gods are actually just very mighty beings that have, you know, pretended to be God. Oh, thank you.
Go and be well. Walk within the light, and you shall not falter.
With a flick of a finger, she splatters you with golden wax. Well, that's a new interpretation of the golden shower system. It's a bit hotter than I presume to be good.
Shouty, blessed child, you return to the flock. What news do you bring us from the High Priestess?
It's like we haven't even begun yet.
Don't get comfy, cause I ain't here to stay. I'm finally doing Gon's will, thanks to the Watcher.
That's a bit of a daunting conversation we're having
So
here.
I now see.
Browning, the priestess takes her time, lighting one golden candle and then another.
Do you seek a blessing from the light?
No.
Suit yourself. Go and be with...
I don't know why you are so fucking annoying me with that fucking... I don't want your fucking blessing. I'm actually quite happy without that. It should be rather obvious. Now, I'm assuming everybody who does not have, you know, their name implied is just going to be, yeah.
Red Serens, adherents, the dear wooden.
What next? Dog worker.
Giant right out of the living lands?
Okay.
Don't joke. Who knows what that thing?
Oh, well, if you're talking about a giant statue passing by, that just was Eosas. Is...
Race you to the coral. No contest.
I'm...
Just because you have webbed fingers and I can't swim?
Yes.
You are a strange man.
That actually is... No, let's not think about that. It's like, I can't swim, and I'm going to challenge you to a swimming duel.
I have many fish here to trade.
Sure, let me see what you have. You actually only have fish, that's... Okay, and that's stealing. Let's not steal from them just yet. Shall we?
Why not?
I mean, I'm going to steal everything I can legally get my hands on, mind you. Most of the postings offer various goods for trade, so we spy at least one crude drawing of what may be the governor. Like, yes. Also, I'm pretty damn sure among those there's probably going to be at least one carving of a penis.
Ado, begging your pardon for the mess, miss. We are still recovering from the storm.
I see.
We have supplies here for the paying customer. Provisions for the road, perhaps?
Let me see what you have then. Repair supplies. Oh yeah, actually repair supplies. That's for my ship, isn't it? I mean, if I get my ship back again. Then there's cannon shots, water, hard tech, yay. Ship crew moral -1, yeah. I'd get moral negative if I would eat that. Rise sail to Death's Maw. Death runes, grants death runes. Being near killed enemy grants temporary damage reduction. It's kinda sweet of effect. Open and miss a prisoner bleak workers. Then Hans Elchbert. That's a very German sounding name, isn't it? Hans Elchbert. Yeah, that goes easy off the tongue. I'm assuming that means it's quite nice. I don't have the money for that though. Battle-worn Grimoire. The Ring of Minor Deflection. Well, as you know, I'm an adventurer, the classical type. I shall go for the actual adventuring. And look for minor equipment.
Here you find civilization, Aimika. But outside these walls, the jungle will eat you alive.
Well, it can try. I'm going to find back though.
That is, unless you prepare yourself, ne?
Ne?
A wise and prudent decision.
I know, I'm very wise, I'm very prudent, I'm just that fucking good. Now, I shall once again remain with my small shield. Yeah, there, you're using a saber. I'm kinda happy with that, kinda not. I will not actually grant him any special abilities, so he will be free to choose his weapon a bit, you know, a bit more freely. Same for me, I will choose rather freely. I might actually change to a big weapon in between at some point, but you know, we shall see. Crossbow, arquebus, blast. In her case, I mean, I'm not too unhappy about the idea of using a crossbow on her. As I said before, it's kind of what I like to do. The Essence Interrupter. That's a nice bow. Fucking pricey bow, but still a nice fucking bow. Cycler's belt, swordsman braces. I mean, I could get everyone they would, but it's a waste of money. And as we all know, in the beginning of a game like this, you are kinda out of money.
It's not right. I came here on the first ship.
I can tell you that by the end of this game we will have a lot of money once again, but for now we shall save for Reddits. As much as we can, basically. You know.
How does it work?
You inhale. It isn't complicated.
Yay for drugs. Okay. Let's make a save game and see. Nobody has the skills.
A new face. You've heard, of course, that Norgund remains the most reliable and discreet supplier of mostly legitimate wares.
You have my attention.
Are you looking for something in particular?
Mostly legitimate?
I am an honest merchant, madam, but I confess that the tools I supply have an unjustly sinister reputation. How my clients decide to use these items is not my responsibility, after all.
That's like selling a lockpick and being like, well, I know that it is a bad reputation, but I'm selling it under the assumption that everybody just docks themselves out regularly and wants to, you know, get back inside. Yeah, he's actually selling fucking lockpicks. I am not surprised. It's an ingredient. Thieves Putty. Plus 2 mechanics and stuff. I mean, it's kind of nice. Some venom. I just take the lockpicks for the moment. Mechanic skill too low. Well, we're not getting anywhere. Not like this, at least. That's a bit of a problem. Let's see if I can find anyone, you know, a quest giver or something.
There must be someone.
Sailor coming up. There's a kraken. I can see kraken head. It's kind of cute.
Sorry, we haven't any rooms for you.
There is a large man behind the counter glances your way, smiling grimly. You're not having to look over the counter. I'm actually behind your counter.
You're the one came in off that shipwreck down south. Not sure if that's good luck or bad, but here, I figure you deserve a drink.
You've gained an item, ale. Well, how can you tell?
No secret to it. We haven't had a new ship in port since the storm rolled through. And yet, here's a stranger in my tavern.
So you're capable of easy logic then. So what's this about the rooms?
Pull up. You aren't the first outsider to turn up looking for a place to stay after their ride off the island ended up at the bottom of the sea.
He pauses, fixing you with a considering eye.
Well, tell you what. I've got one room or two have been cleared out by now. Only the occupants decided to outstay his welcome. Real trouble is, he hasn't settled his bill.
I see now. How are you willing to pay then?
He's a merchant captain by the name of Galleon. I've given him a fair chance, but he's been a right prick about the whole thing. I've got a spare key here. You chase him and his pals off, and the room's yours. At a discount.
How about you pay me indeed instead?
Right. I should have known better.
Hmm.
I'll throw in a reward in the discount stands. How's that?
Aye.
I don't want the man dead, and that's not what I'm paying for. Just see him on his way and we'll call it done.
Aye. Drops the job.
Kicking, eh? What'll it be?
Well, let me first see what you
I
have.
think you had 2 copper pieces to rub together. No offense.
I have 383 to rub together, my friend. But yeah, I guess we don't really look like much at the moment.
Still kicking, eh? What'll it be? Not much point to that without a ship.
Good point.
Come by when you've got work to
Okay, so
offer
I
and
can't
figure something out.
hire some crew members because I don't have a ship. Well, now I'm looking to make some coin. I need someone who could hold out in the
Folks
fight.
come by here all the time hunting for work. Let's
Okay, and we can once again make adventures of us very own self. I
still
see.
kicking, eh? What'll it be?
What can you tell me about Port
Guess you haven't
Manger?
exactly seen the prettier side of the place since you landed, right?
Hmm.
It's the only town on the island, if you don't count Sarahuzi, little Juana village out west.
I'm pretty sure out west is nothing. We pretty much explored the western side of the island, didn't
Really
we?
is a decent place most days. Good trade, and plenty of money rolling in from Claudio's investors. Damn sight quieter than back home. But I don't have to tell you about the Deerwood.
Nope, not
Ain't
really.
right doing business sober. I could fix that for you.
So why call it the Kraken's Eye?
What else? It was the glory of my fighting years. The beast pulled nearly 7 full crews into its belly before it was brought down. I was at the helm that day, and for that, my captain gifted me one of the beast's eyes.
Troll's eyes glitter with pride as he points to the wall, just right off the
My
corner.
proudest moment and my dearest treasure. I would not part with it for all the world.
I see. Now then, let us play bouncer, I guess. All the bloody things, honestly. I mean, we are fucking heroes. We beat the big evil, you know? We discovered the truth about the gods and all of that. Now we're playing the muscle for some shady... Let us not think about that too deeply now, shall we? But still.
Sure.
Don't remember ordering more drinks.
Don't remember you being allowed in here, bitch boy.
Thought I'd locked that thing.
Yeah, I have a spare key, bitch. Good as you're a gentleman before you bears the miserable expression of the recently sober. This makes have been pickling in the cask for a few days.
Thing is, the way doors work, right? And I realize this is complicated. Is that you close them and then uninvited people stay on the other side.
Yeah, that's an interesting theory, actually. Let me give you a counter-argument. You see, the way a door works, and I do realize this is very complicated, especially coming after your complicated thing. But you paid for this door, and you haven't paid enough any longer, so you're not supposed to be in here anymore. So can you kindly fuck off?
Try not to slam the door on your way out, yeah? My head's going to pieces.
Well. You've got until I count to 3 to get your things and get out. Gideon blinks at you and then at his companions. He bursts into laughter.
Did Thorol put you up to this? You really want to get your teeth kicked in on his behalf? Get out of here before you regret it.
Oh boy, you really don't know me, do you? What actually is that? Is that Intimidate? Well, I could use Intimidate. I'm pretty good at that. You can leap on your feet or get dragged out by your ankles. Your choice. The alien sneers for a moment, but something in your expression squelches his confidence in a hurry. He scratches nervously at his beard.
All right. Just keep your boots on. We're leaving.
Considering what sort of
Thorol
person you
wants
are,
us out
you'd
on the
probably
streets
be
so bad,
fucking getting happy
so
if I
be
take
it.
them off. Fucking pervert.
You serious, Galleon? Where are we supposed to go?
Doesn't matter. You don't pay, you don't get room. It's not that hard of a fucking... It's not that hard to understand the concept now, is it? You want room, you pay for room. You don't pay, you don't get room. Don't make me, you know, clean up. Yeah, this adventure already starts grand, doesn't it? I mean, at least we have it there with us. That's good. I'm not too sure about that priest lady, though. She's kinda, you know, she's following the wrong god. I mean, Yo, Sorrel, we cannot take care.
Eh? What'll it be?
Oh, I cleaned out that room for you.
Hey, good work. Times like these, I can't afford to keep on anyone who can't pay their tab.
Understandable.
The second word got around, I'd have every pauper in the city on my doorstep.
Yeah, I can absolutely see that happening.
The room's yours if you want it. And for a job well done, here's your pay.
Nice. We've got money and we've got a room. The better man. Yes, I'm the better man because I'm a woman. Well, it did work, didn't it? That's the whole point. Now then. Actually, before I forget that, I actually want to set this up because I do remember that in the second one, the
Happy to oblige.
AI is actually not completely mongoloid, so priest cautious, behavior aggressive. Actually,
Yeah.
better cautious, aggressive. Oh, actually, I can choose by list order. By list order, because of course. Bring on enemies to combat, regardless of whether or not they are being attacked. Try to cautious and by list order. As far as memory serves, the AI is actually not completely brain dead in this particular one, so just hoping that's actually going to work out. I can still deactivate it if I feel the need for it. Now then, let's see if we can't find a few more team members, because 3 is nice, but you know, you need at least 4 to call it a party. And at old Baldur's Gate, and before that, it was actually 6 to call it a fucking full party.
Any of us could be next.
Per complanca. Don't tell me you're here to complain too.
The guardsman covers his face with his hand, groaning. Now I feel a need to complain just because he's getting annoyed by it.
Are they recruiting right off of the docks? You would think the Juana were storming the Kraken's Eye as we speak.
Actually, I would like to complain. You're being very rude. What's going on?
A fight, Mestra. One of the Juana women attacked a merchant. He has come out the worst for it.
He jerks his arm towards the nearby door.
Now every nationale in town wets himself in terror of losing his coin to the Aumaua.
Okay.
We would bring in the thief, but Clario would not have us march into the village and defend Ikawa.
Okay, that's a problem. I see where you're coming from.
Much longer, and I do not think any of us will have a choice in the matter. If you wanted the details of it, speak to Rinko himself. He will delight in telling you the tale.
And Taramo makes a sharp, frustrated hand gesture and turns away.
Oh? I cannot imagine. Sientere.
Okay, let's find out what the fuck is going on here. I swear to God. That better be good. I would like an opportunity to make some money, you know? Doesn't grow on trees, and we're at the beginning of a journey. We're poor. There's a little Tory. I don't know what you are, but I'm going to talk to you now.
Mama brings me stuff from her work sometimes. Real.
Don't care. I'm gonna steal all of your pigs. Because it's not considered stealing, I will take it gladly. What do we have here? A Valian head. I mean, you know, those Valians, quotation marks, pretty gay folks, I think. When we look at their clothing style.
Sure.
And then there's that whole being like, Mestre and stuff. Oh, actually.
What do you need?
That's kinda cool. That is actually... Okay, who the fuck puts that on backspace?
Who's there?
It is I.
Tori, is that you?
Jesus, your
Wait,
picture looks fucking
Who are
horrible.
you?
The figure in the bed is a young Valian man. The first thing you notice is that he seems to have been severely beaten. One eye is nearly swollen shut, and her skin is revealed it is a patchwork of livid bruises. He groans and winces as he props himself up, glaring up at you with one good eye.
I know exactly how he feels. And I beat up a lot of folks just the same way.
There.
Come to laugh? Madiko, this would not have stood in Ozia.
Well, if you want to be a pussy about it, yeah, I'm gonna laugh at you. Yanks at the bedsheet, trying to cover himself. Oh, history. In Ozia, that big crowd in here to taunt you. Rico barks a short laugh, then immediately winces. Thoughtful, Shoti wraps a knuckle along the edge of a jaw.
Maybe you are right. So you are visiting. What do you want?
Well, since you look like a beaten dog, first things first, what happened to you, my friend?
They are an unreasonable people.
That means they're half-orcs,
I was
basically.
enjoying a night of cards when one of them attacked me, out of nowhere.
Oh, for fuck's sake, did you actually try to cheat at cards against an enemy who could beat you up with one hand? Please tell me that you're not that fucking stupid.
I had not spoken a word to her, the mad devil. Look what she did to me, my ear.
He turns his head, and you see that there is a scabbed over notch where a chunk of flesh has been torn away from his left ear. Now let me tell you a little story, Rinko. I have had quite a few cats in my life, and most of those cats had at some point lost, for some mystical reason, some part of their ears, and they didn't seem to be bothered by it, so if a fucking cat can get away with losing a bit of their ear, I'm pretty sure you can too.
When the fighting is over, she takes my coin purse and strides away, bold as anything.
Street West, yeah, you should always ditch the jewelry before a fight. Actually, there's a bit of a rule to that, isn't there? And not just, you know, because somebody could steal the shit from you, but mostly because it's kind of seen as, you know, a bit of an uncouth thing and an open confrontation to, you know, beat somebody while wearing rings and stuff. That's going to leave marks. Are you cheating or something?
Madiko, she was not even playing. There I am, counting my winnings, and suddenly a giantess grabs my shoulder.
That's strange.
Perhaps I said something then, but she struck the first blow.
What did you say?
The governor lets the Juana do as they please, and this is the result. I should be out there, helping to find our people. My wife, Zenetta.
I see.
She is out there, and I...
Well, if that is your mighty big concern, my friend, then why were you playing cards if you're so like, oh, my wife is out there and I need to look for her? And here, saying like, well, but I was caught playing cards and...
Listen, I am without other means.
Pain.
She took my coin purse, my wages. How am I to pay the governor? How am I to feed my son?
It's already Bruce's purpled face, reddens further.
That woman should be in the stocks. The guards do nothing. But you've heard me out at least. Do me the kindness of retrieving that coin purse, and I will give you what I can spare.
That's a good argument. I'll think about it at least.
They call her Mokeha. I imagine she is back in her village, feeling proud of herself, no doubt. Follow the road as it bends north. Then west. You can't miss it. A pile of sticks and straw.
That's actually surprising, because as far as I was aware, there's no way to go north from here. We are at the northern end of the island, and to the west is... I totally remember seeing a village there. Maybe I'm... No, I'm actually pretty damn sure I know how to fucking read the compass, at least direction-wise. Steady shakes back against the mattress, clearly exhausted. Okay. I mean, you know, it's good to get some work. I always do love it when you start a new adventure and you're poor as fuck, and it's like, well, need to save up some bloody money. Yes, we shall get some good amount of money. At the end of this, just with the previous one too, we're gonna be rich as fuck. I can promise you that much at least. Looks promising.
What marvelous car.
Now, let's not go there, because that is where the main quest is wanting us to go, and we don't want to start that yet. We want to explore first. But there's not really much left of exploring. There's the jail. I mean, that's good.
Leave it to me.
And rope and grappling hook. That's kinda cute. We do need a few more of those though. Quite a few actually. And we need to make some good money. Well, if you don't consider it stealing, I shall take from you.
Yes? What is it I can do for you?
Dodge Commander looks up at you after a listless greeting. You notice that she has a dark bruise around one eye. She grimaces, but does not turn away. What happened to you?
What happened? I showed the drunken fool more patience and respect than he deserved, and he struck me without warning.
That's nice. Oh, look at that. A little Soviet. Hello there, how are you? Feeling okay?
Sientere, Savia. You know that I was aiming for Darmo's pretty face.
Something you wanted?
Oh, thanks you're in Port Mache.
We lost no one to the storm, but many homes have been damaged. And the people are terrified of this giant the scouts reported. It is chaos,
yeah, that one.
pure and simple. But things might have been far worse.
Well, I could complain a whole lot, especially after the news I received today, but there's really no point in it. The things are fucked anyway. Better to, enjoy what you have and complain about it. I don't see many guards around.
We are stretched thin. The storm speaker did much to help, but much of the town has flooded. Now we are awash in homeless citizens and stranded merchants, to say nothing of the cultists out there.
She gets up at shooty, expression flat, but keep silent.
Now I have Ilari's people making
Indeed,
trouble up on
I have
Greci
plans for
Street.
today. It is, after all, Friday, which means I'm going to play Pillars of Eternity as long as I please. Well, as long as I can, and then go to bed and prepare for another day of work. Yes, it's tradition on this particular channel. It is always my Friday entertainment. Or it has been. The first Pillars of Eternity until now, and now the second one. Then we shall see what comes after that. Well, basically I'm working like, well, almost every day. To be fair, I don't technically work on Sunday, but that's only because I do all of the paper-related stuff on that day.
Lucky for you that I'm around. I humbly offer my services. Let me out and I will bring you this Ilari's teeth.
Shut it, Rigere.
Well, I could go speak to this Ilari, and if he's,
I cannot say it would not be welcome, but you are only recently arrived, and not I here by choice.
Well, I mean,
Why do this?
all of these nice ones is like gold pack knights. I assumed I'd be paid.
Then you are an optimist. If I had all that much coin to throw around, I would have more recruits.
Good point,
In
good
this
point.
case, you are right. You will have your fair wage.
See, why make it complicated? Just say that you will pay me, and I'm willing to go there.
Is in the western part of town. Just walk until you hit water. We don't need a bloodbath. I'm sure there's a peaceful solution to resolve this. I'd appreciate your looking for it.
This town is actually surprisingly peaceful. Everybody's like, I don't want blood. It's rare. Really rare, actually. Well, I mean, I guess if they want a peaceful solution, I can try for that. If he plays nice, that is. If he doesn't, he's going to get, swift kick to the face. Ah, okay, so that's how that works. Okay, so we have actually a map inside a map. That's cool, and that's where the Amur village is. I see, I see. Ooh, I need to remember that. That's kind of cute. Okay, let's go to the... it will take you 1 hour. That's a long walking time, actually. Must be a fucking big town. It didn't look big on the map. It's not that big. Jesus Christ. Pleasant surprised. Pleasant surprise indeed. Now then, I guess that's the more flooded areas then. Well, that is. As you make your way along through the side streets of Port Mache, you come upon visible traces of the storm's passing. Many of the houses here boast cracked window panes and sagging awnings. You pass narrow streets strewn with foliage and debris. The cobblestones beneath your feet are still slick with water and silt. Before long, you're ankle deep in sucking mud and loose stones. The flooding only worsens up ahead, where the water level rises to the knees. Most of Port Mache's residents have fled the region for dry land. Understandable. But the murmur of raised voices ahead and the occasional splash suggests that you are not entirely alone. Well, I see a ghost already. That's a good start. And a corpse. I do like it. See, a small detail like this where it's like they actually, you need to strain. Oh, it's actually enemies. I was not expecting that.
Some first.
Okay, that's actually a bit of a problem in combat if I,
Take this.
Okay, first things first, let's deal with that nonsense. It's really not the sort of skill I'm too pleased with, mind you.
Never you mind that, miss.
Change to your other weapon set, because otherwise you're gonna get your ass kicked in. Okay, she healed. That's great. That's a great start.
This ends here.
I do love it when my enemy decides that, you know, yes, I'm just going to heal now. Hey there, what are you doing? Okay, one is down. The fuck are you doing, woman? Could you not concentrate on the one in front of you? Okay, let's go up there. Let's see if we can't take that off you. Now, change back. To be fair, this is going to make combat a lot harder if I can't move actually, you know, at a decent speed. Bit of a pain in the ass, admittedly. Actually, can I... This is how... I do need to remember how to play this. Okay, so that's how the empowerment works. I can't immediately reuse that. Okay. We do need to learn a bit, you know. Remember how to play this. It's... the combat system itself is much like the first Pillars of Eternity, but it is a bit different. For example, the fact that your characters can actually now push each other aside is one of the nicer things.
Hey, we had some good times.
Yes, and you're not going to die, you know? And so I think actually the...
What do you need?
what's it called? The endurance system is kinda gone at this point.
I got it.
Okay, to be fair, now we know now that there are actually enemies inside this area, so we shall be careful. It seems to be a big area, mind you, but still, let's be careful. And speak with ghosts, because, well, of course we will.
Something must be wrong with my vision. No matter how much I blink, I cannot make out more than blurry lights in the darkness. But you are quite blinding.
Well then, what's the last thing you remember, my friend?
Pain. I came to help one of the traders gather her belongings. Then other men came. They struck me over and over. Is that why I cannot see?
Yeah, I'm very sorry to say, but you're kinda dead. Well, come with me, I'll help you along.
Dead? Oh, but this is terrible.
I mean, yes it is, for you.
Let me ease this one's pain, Watcher.
Dark Eyes Soul. Shooty circles a lantern around the departed soul. Don't worry, we can take some, you know, dead souls with us. I mean, see, this is a very nice detail. It is realistic that if the water is that fucking high, you probably could not walk at, you know, high speeds. It's still a bit annoying in combat though, especially if the enemy has ranged weaponry. It is, you know, kinda fucking you up good. But well. We shall deal with it. Like we deal with everything else. Actually, when we're looking for some gangster type person, where the fuck is he? Wasn't he supposed to be here? Where might he be? Where might he be? Oh, another that one. Maybe down here. Hello people, that is I, your friendly neighborhood. I don't even. Nine. I'm not here to stay. Lock zone, cannot run. You don't say, game. I mean, I know the fucking is lock zone.
Nothing but endless grey mist. This is not the hour. afterlife I was promised.
Well, not yet at least.
You seem to know where you are going.
Obviously. The soul crosses ethereal arms over her chest.
Watcher, you're talking to a lost soul, aren't you? I'll just shine them the light real quick.
Well, the lantern rattles as Shoji swings it overzealously between you, siphoning in the spirit's essence. It's basically, you know, drinking in essence. Sure. Notice have taken most of Dome's contents, a few scraps of Dietrich's brains. That looks like a combat scenario.
Sure.
What do you need?
Just make sure you're blocking the path, will ya? In case it comes to combat, you know.
Yeah.
To get this lost, Aimika, you must have been trying real hard.
The young elf's hand drops to the pistol in his belt, palming the grip. Faintest hint of his near plays about his lips as he watches you, unblinking. Well, you're the one I'm looking for. Savia sent me. She needs you to stop the looting. Ilavi snorts, his nose wrinkling. He regards you for a moment longer in expectant silence. Then he throws his head back, letting out a braying, unpleasant laugh.
Merle, she must be desperate. Not so desperate as to come here on her knees to beg for herself, but she said to you, "No, there's my answer. I get my cut. There's no sense in ruining a good thing." Merla!
Let's see if he's actually going to survive this, because if not, then I will have to reload.
After him. You like that?
Okay, this is not going too well yet. That much I can already tell you. No. Focus there. Wow, that was a lot of damage. Okay, we're apparently not supposed to do this like this because, well, this is a lot of damage all of a sudden. Did that asshole just heal? That's not good. That is the definition of not good. You know, I don't think we're supposed to be doing it like this because this is not... This is not going to work well. Do we have anything else we can actually do? I mean, you do have some spells. Blessed Harvest.
I need some help here.
You know, I don't think we're supposed to be doing it like this because, well, this is definitively not... we're definitely not strong enough to do that. Oh boy. This is a bit dangerous. Just the smallest bit dangerous.
To get this lost...
Oh, what are you doing here?
See? This is my street. That doesn't change after a little rain. That Storm Speaker. She didn't concern herself much with this place, did she?
Well, I don't know. I wasn't there at that point, but you know.
My gang, we keep the peace here, and the locals pay their dues. Nothing here now but what they left behind.
Well, Savia sent me. She needs you to put a stop to the looting.
Merle, she must be desperate. Not so desperate as to come here on her knees to beg for herself, but... I get my cut. There's no sense in ruining a good thing.
Well, take photocopy, consider the thief. His eyes start to the coin in your hand. He runs his tongue over his teeth, making a show of looking around in both directions.
Ah, there mio.
Larry sniffs, mouth twisting into a smirk, and pockets the coins.
Tell Xavier this isn't permanent. Second the water clears up and things are back to normal, we're through. I'll spread the word. Gorechi Street is under lawful protection.
Lawful protection, right? Well, I'll take it as long as, you know, we definitely need to, work a bit harder at getting stuff done. Okay, let's get back to the jail. Did you know that I can fast travel like this? That is a very cute option. I'd actually forgotten that is a thing, especially in that much detail, but I'll take it. Mind you, I'll take it indeed.
Keeping out of trouble?
Well, I convinced Larry to keep watch on Goressi Street.
Perfetto. He's a little shitne,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
a
kinda.
lazy one. He will not cause trouble if he does not have to. Easier to work with a familiar face for the moment. I can deal with him later. So, we have one small part of Port Mage under control. A good start.
Well, I mean, don't congratulate me all at once. Also, where's my payment?
Well, here you are, for your time. If I had 10 women like you, the whole of Port Mage would be set right within the week.
Not right now, but in the future, once I have leveled up a bit more, just one woman of my caliber would probably be enough. Also, we gained 1,100 copper and we paid 40. That's a good deal. That's actually a very good deal for once. So, Rum Dump Rigere, what do you have to say?
Hello, stranger. Or is it captain? You have the carriage of a captain.
Do I?
A noble bearing all around.
The man in the cell wobbles slightly as he steps forward, fixing an eager smile and glassy gaze upon you.
Apretta, you must free me. I am a creature of the sea. I am not meant for this dark place. I will dry and wither like a landed fish.
Yeah, but usually people sit in cells for a reason, you know. So, what did you do to end up in here?
I did no one any harm. I am at the Kraken's eye so often Thorol should pay me. I sample every bottle for quality.
You're busy drunk.
Has
Yes.
given him heirs. I would have paid what I owed in time, had I the coin.
Oh, great.
You walked out on a tab, Rigere. Nothing to boast of.
Indeed.
And then you crawled up to the governor's estate, pissed on the steps, and resisted arrest.
Well, at least, he was like, I'm fucked anyway, so why don't I make myself even more fucked?
Merla, I do not remember that at all. Right on the steps?
Apparently.
I am sorry for the last. I tell you, Savia, I cannot help my magnificent reflexes. You were being very grabby.
Well, you know your way around the ship then, you boasty one.
Do I know ships? She asks.
Well, yes, she does.
I know every vessel on these waters. Everyone from the galleon to the... everyone.
You know what a galleon is, okay.
You have enemies? These fists will drive them into the waiting arms of the sea goddess.
Can I get to please somebody else? He doesn't seem trustworthy at fucking all. Fare thee well, you bloody bastard. Now, with that out of the way, let us actually talk to the Governor then and find out what sort of nonsense he wants us to do. I'm assuming some horrible, nonsensical nonsense. Yes, that is precisely how this is going to end. But first, there's stuff to plunder. And we shall plunder. Yes, plunder is important. We need all the monies. And they don't grow on trees.
Leave it to me.
Da-di-da-di-da, stealing all your stuff. Da-da-da-da-da, stealing all your stuff. On the other side, I see nothing. Oh then. Game is like, I have a level up here. Do you wish to level up now? I mean, why not? Yes. Okay, we get one active skill and one passive skill. Athletics. And intimidate. That seems somewhat fitting. Now that we don't have lay on hands yet, but we don't need to resolution. Ah ha ha. Auras. That is something I very much look forward to. One-handed style, two-handed style, two-weapon style, divine purpose. And by defenses. Sage's Aura is probably the way to go. Actually, I have 2 points. That's nice. These reasons for defense against resolve might and dexterity afflictions. Taking damage gain and armor rating bonus against the damage type for short time removal any other inspired defense bonuses. Retribution. Suffering damage gain is taken bonus to damage dealt on your next weapons attack. That kinda sounds a lot more useful, considering that I'm just a secondary tank. Ah, yes, the first Bittersweet Oddity. It's a great game, I'd say that much. Oh, you will get explosives because, well, we need someone who dead. And what else? Guess you started already on survival. More survival it shall be. Yeah, it's actually a very, very nice game. It has a bit of a problem that the loading times tend to be a bit longer than the first one, but generally speaking, it's actually a fun game. I'll tell you that much. Strength and ability to up special strengths. It's kinda interesting because the system has changed a bit, and so I'm now kind of finding myself having to actually reimagine what I'm going to do here. Which, all things considered, is actually not a bad thing, mind you. Allowing them to convert graces to hits. The proficient weapon. I don't like to specialize in weapons though. Weapon and shield style for my tank is probably a well and truly well and good decision. It gives me stances like the Guardian stance. Conservative blah blah blah. Concentrating on knocking down enemies. That's straight to close. The fighter increases their number of engagement targets and takes less damage for each. That's actually very useful. I guess we should probably learn the stances first. Now then, that kinda leaves my dear little priesty lady. What do you have to offer? Of course, no mechanics, no sleight of hand, and no stealth. I wasn't expecting that, but arcana and alchemy, eh? These with supernatural properties of plants, body parts, and gemstones. Affects the use of all drugs, poisons, and antidotes. Potency and duration. All things magical, they don't do with metaphysics. In combat, it can be used to increase the power level of scrolls. Oh, great. It's nice and dandy. But you are kind of my healer, so I guess alchemy is probably fitting. But yeah, games like this in general are probably a lot better to be enjoyed on the PC. On console, yeah, I can see that being quite a bit of a problem. How about no religion? It seems like it would totally fit your boat. What do I actually have to choose? That's interesting. I see, that's interesting. Let's see then. Okay, Iconic Projection. It's one of my most beloved spells. I would never ever go without it. Like at fucking all. Love Faces kinda nice to have, but don't really need that. Two weapon style, one-handed style. I mean, none of those are really, you know. Within the protective sphere, shielding them from harm while their health regenerates. That's kinda neat if you can get it, you know, to cast like instantly. In that case, pretty good. Otherwise, not so much. Guess it could go for just a standard blessing. It's actually not a bad choice in combat. Well then, let's find out what the governor is going to ask of us. I'm assuming horribleness. All around, mostly because, well, you know. I can see this not going well. Okay, let's see here. Some servants.
Why not?
Some free food. Always appreciated. Of course, we need to, you know, hoard everything because we are poor. And poor people need all the money they can get their hands on. Okay. I don't have any mechanics yet. I really want to have a thief in my party. Let's make a save in case we say something that we might regret in the future. I wonder what to make of these stories. Behemoths riding across the land. Oh, you mean, you know, the reimagined ESS.
Ah, yes, there you are. As governor and under the auspices of the Valiant Trading Company, please allow me to officially welcome you to Port March.
He spreads his hands in a subdued flourish. Right.
I'd like to say the pleasure's all mine, but I try not to lie. Don't worry, I'm only here on account of her.
At least she's honest, I'll give her that much.
Of course. I see you've been as quick to involve yourself as ever.
Yeah. Clario's tone is polite, but there's a strained edge to his wide smile as he turns from Jody to address you.
Apologies for that little drama outside. These are confusing times, and people often react poorly to uncertainty.
You'd be surprised how true that is. Actually, isn't our right now time a very good expression of that?
Between the storm, the pirates, and the, well, certain strange events, we are all a little on edge.
Well, he spreads his hands in an apologetic gesture. Very, jesting-full man, apparently. He likes his gestures and stuff. Well, strange events, you say.
Well, quite a few people here in Port Marge claim to have seen a giant of some kind during the storm. I would call it a flight of fancy, but unless something has tainted every well in the region, I do not think it can be ignored. But then, the Deadfire is a land full of such things. You must have heard the stories.
Well, that wasn't just a giant, you know, that was Eosas. Gulmos versus of understanding. Let's study you for a moment.
You'll find good company among the Dawn Stars.
I'm not religious, not.
They have all manner of theories concerning the behemoth.
You can quite literally feel him going like, it's one of those idiots. I'm not an idiot, I know that because I'm a fucking watcher, you bastard.
To the matter of your ship. You're stranded, are you? It was a rough landing by all reports.
That's a nice way of saying it. Very nice.
Unfortunately, our own ships are in no condition to sail. We've had dealings with the pirates ourselves. They've taken their share of supply ships. The storm saw to those berthed in the harbor. All that said, I believe I may have a solution, provided you're willing to help me in turn.
Well, I mean, I could try to be like, you know, I'm the Lady of Kenua, couldn't I, you know, owe you a favor for future. I wouldn't really want to, even if you would accept that, because, well, he looked like the sort of slimy as I would actually make use of that. I get it, things are falling apart and you need me to save you.
I would not put it just so, but let's move on.
Which means I'm absolutely right and you don't wish to admit.
I have the guards on the lookout for pirate vessels looking to take advantage of whatever damage the storm caused. We've cannons enough to see them off, but I need every man ready to use them.
Meaning?
There is a site of some considerable value elsewhere on the island.
Oh boy.
A value to the trading company, you understand. In point of fact, it's the very reason any of us are here.
Well, I guess it's not for the good food, is it?
You're familiar with the luminous Adra trade?
Aha, I can actually use my history. Remember what I have dealt with Adra before. But let's go for the history going like, yes, I know that luminous Adra is native to the Deadfire.
It's also quite valuable. When refined, it sells for considerable sums. The trading company has invested a lot of time and money into locating sites suitable for mining and processing.
Well, how valuable are we talking here?
Valuable enough to make sailing across the world seem like a sound investment.
would be rather valuable then. I see your point.
We, and I hope you understand that these matters require some discretion, have one such outpost on the other side of the island. A successful venture, up until very recently.
And I'm assuming something went horribly wrong. Yes, of course.
We sought to improve the refinement process. To that end, we hired some of the brightest minds in the field of animancy and brought them out here to lend their expertise.
I'm assuming that went splendid, of course.
And then one evening, a storm rolls in out of nowhere, and my scouts begin to report that a giant has marched its way across the island towards my dig site.
I mean, we did kind of find some giant footprints of them, and I don't remember them veering off. He went pretty straight, didn't he? Maybe I'm wrong.
We haven't heard from Mestre Odorisi since, nor any of his assistants, or the
Maybe I'm wrong.
workers. I must know what has happened. If Odorisi, if his work is lost, then everything that we have worked for is at risk.
That actually begs the question, what have you worked for? What have you tried to improve, and how precisely were you supposed to do that? Questions.
Which is where you come in. You need a ship, I need information. See to this for me, and I'll set half the town to work.
Nice.
We'll patch up your ship, and you'll be free to go on your way.
Okay, and assuming I find this Odorisi...
Why, take his report on the situation and remind him that he's under certain contractual obligations.
Oh boy, the trade quickly gets more and more fascinating.
At his good health, of course.
Well, do you have any idea what might have happened? Just, you know.
I told you what happened, but you wouldn't listen to me. We could have prepared for this level of destruction. But what do I know? I'm just a priestess with prophetic dreams.
Yes, and by the point that you actually spout that nonsense right in front of everybody's face. I mean, I made a mistake of, you know, being straight with him, going like, you know, that's not just some fucking giant, it's actually Eosas, because we fucking know that. She's like, I have prophetic dreams. Yeah, that's going to convince people to take you seriously. That's...
The Huana storm speakers should have kept the worst of the weather at bay. I can't imagine what else might have happened. There are wild beasts on the island, but they wouldn't have attacked
Kitty,
an active
you
dig
need to
site.
go away. Well, I can do that, I guess.
Then we are agreed. I will assign men to keep watch over your ship. You will find the dig site on the eastern side of the island. I'll mark it on your map here.
Well, thank you very much for that.
You'll do it for the Watcher, but not for me? I see how it is.
Yes, see my previous point, little Jody.
Yes. Why wouldn't I want a pack of Dawn Stars crawling over my Adra mine in search of their lost deity?
Yes, he's making a very, very, very good point there.
One more thing. If you should recover Odorisi's notes, know that they would be of great value to me.
An opportunity for more monies to be made. I am very much in agreement about that. Let us actually keep that in mind. Okay. Which kind of leaves us with just one more place to visit in this particular, well, happiness. Which is the Halua village. And we should of course do that. See if we can find, you know, a few more side quests, or maybe a good trade here and there. Then again, we don't really have the money to do much of trading right now, but, well, times are going to get better. We also definitively need to level up quite a bit. Leaving stance. Why are there... Yeah, defender stance seems a lot more reasonable.
What do you need?
Now then, all the way to Shathuzi takes me 3 hours. Jesus Christ, it's a fucking 3-hour march just to get there. Sure hope it's worth it, otherwise they could feel, you know, like I'm wasting my good time, and I don't like that idea. I like it all. But yeah, there's some shit going on this island. And, as far as I remember, the world map is actually pretty damn big. So it's probably not going to be, you know...
Oh, now I've dreamed of this place.
I have now. That sounds pleasant.
Amura's winds blow sweet upon you.
Don't know what it's supposed to say, but I'm assuming it's a nice greeting. And you wouldn't be too pleased to have me taking any of that. Mokea's Lodge. Okay. Reason for me to go in there. Chieftain's Lodge. I mean, the chieftain is sitting out here, so I'm assuming I can just, you know, sneak in, take a quick look here and there if there's maybe potentially something of value inside, you know, maybe potentially just checking out the area basically. I'm totally not going to steal shit. I mean, see, there's nobody in here. If I were to steal some shit now, yeah, nobody's actually going to stop me. Small successes, my friends. Small successes here and there. No. Seated upon a chair before the bonfire, Ikawa looks considerably more comfortable here in her home village. She rots absently at the coals with a long stick. Ikawa's lined face is pocked with fading scars. There's no hostility in her calm appraisal as you approach.
I have had it shown to me on a map, the lands at the edge of the world. I did not ever think to meet a woman from such a place.
Well, I mean, why not?
They told me what became of your ship. I say again that you are lucky. It is the only ship that survives.
Okay, we definitely need to guard that one. Somebody's going to try and steal that, isn't it?
I could protect Port Mage, or else its ships, but not both. Perhaps Clario thinks I chose poorly.
It doesn't look like the storm did much damage here.
To a storm speaker, the storm is a friend, gentled by a word. And Satahuzi is blessed with several storm speakers. We were able to shield the village from much of the weather. Some of it is mere luck. Most of our canoes were here by the shore. We did lose one of our voyagers. It will take some work to replace it.
So I do business with the Valians.
Akira, do not all people trade for the same reason?
Money?
The Valians have brought us guns, medicine, wine, and food. Some of them we have even convinced to help with the canoes.
Okay, so you want to get all of the good
My
stuff,
people
eh?
have come to enjoy these things. The medicine has helped many of the children recover from fever. We gain from this peace. So long as Clario keeps his company masters away, we lose little.
So, did your people actually see the giant?
Yes, one of the old titans, say the priests. Andra is angry. Though why, our priests do not know. I am only glad
I don't think Andra is involved in this particular case very much. Well, the giant is here, says I need to know where he's going.
Is it redemption you seek then? You risk much to chase a god across the sea. The Dawn Stars too wish to meet this god. What if he does not wish to be found?
Then I will find him anyway, and then I will kick his ass into the next fucking century because he's an asshole. The gods are not real, by the way. That is something we learned in the last game. Very important lesson. If he's not a god, that means he can get, you know, his ass kicked. Hey, Mokea is causing trouble in town. Goa sighs deeply and folds her hands in her lap.
Mokea is proud, like her father. Each day this alliance tests her patience. What has happened?
Well, she apparently, you know, stole something, and I would like to have that returned.
Mokea is no thief. She has all she needs here. What need has she to steal?
Could you at least, you know, presume that I might not just be out to fuck with people?
The Valians must be mistaken. Speak with her.
She nearly killed a man, you know, he's kinda beaten up.
Mokea could have killed him, if she wished to. Is it not enough that he lives?
Yeah. Maybe you could smack some sense into her?
I am the one who told her to go and learn more of the Valians. To make peace.
It was a horrible
I think
idea.
my advice has worked.
You don't say, that's the fucking worst thing you could have done. Ah. That's supposedly the wise woman of the village, eh? The fucking area is fucked. That is the wisest they have? Well... Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, now let's what sort of reasoning she is going to spout at me for beating up somebody after death. Just in case she's gonna go for a fight here.
What for do you skulk around in the dark? Do you not sleep?
To be fair, it is in the middle of the night, and I can see why you might be unwilling to talk.
What for do you skulk around in the dark?
Mostly because I can, woman, but don't you worry. Now, can we... Wait. We can. Now, let's see if you're an early riser or not. And she's just gone outside. It'd be a shame if somebody were to steal all of your stuff, wouldn't it be? Really be a shame if somebody stole all of your stuff. I'm feeling so blessed. So much things. That's got me a bit of happiness.
You're a follower of the light?
Light? Oh, you mean... well, depends on what you mean by follow.
The Aomura woman steps sideways, aiding herself towards you, and meets your gaze with an intense stare.
I do not know you.
Her voice is quiet, but each word is clipped and harsh.
You were looking for Kawa?
Well, Rinko kinda says they dropped them during the card game.
Rinko?
She scoffs in a guttural burst of sound.
The Valian? You jest, Akira. I should have thrown him into the sea. He dares to call me a thief?
So, why don't you tell me what happened?
What else? The Valians are fools. But Akawa wishes to trade, so we must be patient. We must save them from Nagate's storms. Even when they ignore our advice.
Well, that's kinda how things work sometimes.
Ikawa told me I should see the tavern, speak with their people, learn patience. The trader Eophania, she taught me to play Valian cards. A simple game, but none would play with me.
I fucking knew it.
Not
for
until
fuck's sake, he cheated, didn't he? Oh, that idiot.
I thought him kind until I proved the victor, and he grew angry. Until he stood in front of his kin and called me a Mataru of Sadahuzi, a filthy islander and a cheat. For that, yes, I beat him. Why does this concern you?
You should have told the guards. You've been a thief.
I am no thief. Do you mean to insult me?
I mean, that's how it fucking looks.
I am Mataru. I am the guard in Sadahuzi. I defend this village. If I see fit to punish a man, it is my duty.
Well, look, we can be smart. If a Valian broke one law, would you be satisfied with a fine levied by the governor?
That is not the same. This has long been our island.
Shoji's like, yeah, I don't care who started, just give me the fucking coin purse.
Why should I yield to you, when I did not for Rinko and his kinsmen? If you wish to make a fight of it, I am ready.
So be it. You wish to fight? Fight is what you get. What the? She's a fucking druid, isn't she? Promotive, like, fucking werewolfing me here. Bitch. Not on my watch. Okay, I'm going to have to murder the whole village now.
Great earth awaits me.
Damn you!
I was not really wanting to go that fucking far. Ah, for fuck's sake. Game is like, no, you will not have to murder the whole village. So I can't even fucking... I can't even fucking do anything about that. Great. I can't challenge her, because if I challenge her, the rest of the village is gonna be like, well, we're gonna murder you now. Fucking great. How am I supposed to solve this problem then? I can't use the obvious way.
I'm having some disturbing dreams. Makes it hard to sleep.
I do not. You were looking for Rinko, the Valian? You jest, Akira. I should have thrown him into the sea. What else? Ikko? I thought of that.
Yes.
Yes. I am Mataru. I am the... That is not the same. This has long been our island.
Yeah, without this coin, he will lose his own.
Don't be foolish. Clario will see to him.
Aha, I can be smart about it. This is how it works. The Valiants have to pay for their food and pay taxes.
His kinsmen would let him starve?
Yes.
Why did this not prevent him playing at cards in the first place? Are all Valiants so mad for coin?
Most people are, sadly enough.
So then, what am I to do? I did not wish him dead.
Give me the coin person, so we'll call it square.
Then here's what you came for, though it is an uneven trade.
She considers the coin person in her hand for a moment before handing it to you. Her mouth twists into a resentful frown.
I will ask our chieftain to send a healer for that idiot Valian. Perhaps that will quiet his whimpering.
At least she is reasonable. That is something.
The attention of outsiders.
That's something more than, you know, most people would do, so I'm somewhat pleased with that.
May Amira's winds blow sweet. Yes, one of
Try to.
Bugatti, Andra's realm, harbors many great beasts. They say the ancestors of the Kahanga tribe, and so their queen, hold pacts with such creatures. My priests wonder if this is her doing.
Who knows? We will find out, shall we not?
Yes, but it will take Clario's assistance. Convince him, and I will aid you.
Why wait on Clarice vote?
You are one of his people now. It falls on him to protect you. Yes, one of the old titans, say the priests.
So which way did it go?
I do not know. Most fled the sight of it, and Clario has provided little information.
Okay, we do know that nobody really knows for now. It's good, bad, something in between, I'm supposing.
The children of the Dawn Stars. I wondered if we'd run into them down here. There's someone I used to know, just an old friend. Came out here to settle with them last I heard.
Okay.
Maybe we should ask around, see if she's still out here. Might be she can help us.
That sounds good. Who's the name?
Just a friend, huh?
So, how did you know her?
Well, both grew up in Gilded Vale, same temple.
Perception. Your cheeks are red.
All right. We used to, you know.
Play a bit in the hay. You know. Playing hide the sausage in the crowd. You know.
She was real loud, too. Used to have to cover her mouth or she'd get the dog howling in the next room.
I knew he would go there. Georgie's face models bright red, and she turns away. It's covering his. It's my favorite kite. Well, I get the picture.
I knew you'd understand. You're gonna like her. I got a good feeling.
You don't say.
Gotta wait in my lantern now.
Hmm.
Almost feel like I can hear the soul when I jostle it around. With every soul, my lantern's getting heavier and heavier in my hand.
It seems pretty damn unpractical then, doesn't it? Well, how are you feeling? Have you had any recent nightmares?
I did, recently with you.
You did?
You walk in the depths of the ocean,
Mm-hmm.
but you didn't drown. And in your hand, you gripped the key to Aora's end.
That sounds promising. Face aligns with a fierceness.
I've seen stars wreathing a statue's brow,
Hmm.
and souls flowing like tears over gleaming Audra.
Okay, now it's getting
And then my
more
god
messy.
headed into the heart of the storm, where he could find the darkness. Tell me what's on your mind?
Oh, what's your thoughts on that?
We talking during the Saints' War or after he died?
Doesn't really matter. What's the difference?
Well, before he died, he was still Aethys as the majority of my brethren know him. Aethys embodied a human, and when that human got blown to bits, we all believed Aethys died.
I mean, you know, that's kind of what you assume when things get blown to bits.
And I think a part of him did. The part he'd most closely woven into living flesh. The part that represented life and rebirth after death.
That doesn't leave much of him then.
Which means the part of him that could have survived, that stormed across the Deadfire seas, was the side more aligned with obsidian, rot, and falling away. That which is death.
Sounds like something we would not want to have, just, you know, around, for obvious reasons. But then tell me about ASS leading up and during the Saints' War.
I really my folks taught me.
Hmm.
Aethys embodied Saint Widwin, but during the war, he got blown to bits.
True
That's
that.
the thing about human bodies. Eventually, they all gotta die.
Yes, and it's mostly spectacular in this
As
case.
the god of rebirth, of course, Aethys would be coming back. But where I differ from my family's view, and my high priestess's view,
Making you a
is that
heretic?
I've studied the apotheosis of Gone, and I know all about the backside,
Hmm.
the downward swoop, the death part of the cycle of life. Obsession, rot, regrowth.
Yeah, but that is the part that we people really don't like, because, you know, death.
What's gone can never be again. What comes back is changed. Always.
Oh,
Even if what comes
well,
back is a god.
What's your take on Aethys following the
Then
Saints'
you
War?
mean gone. Sure, maybe my god still answers to Aethys as well. Why not? But Aethys died, and death requires change.
Oh, that just requires dying. That's
He
actually
ain't
the whole
what he
point.
was. Not in exactly the same way. That's why I think his other aspect, his darkness in the light, is what's burning brighter in him now.
This is gonna get me into trouble, isn't it?
No need to fiddle-foot around. I'm listening.
Should we be swearing so much as a priestess?
Reckon not. But I can't help but be a touch wayward. I don't take it too far. My mom caught me once necking in the Merkberry stalks. And of course I fight. But I've not done much more than that. And I don't use the real ugly words. Sometimes the feelings, they just come tumbling right out of me. Gods darn it.
Well.
Sure thing, Watcher.
Good point, good point. Yes, yes. Very
What do you
pleasing.
need? Hey, this brings back some memories, huh?
Oh, what are your thoughts on Aethys at the moment?
I don't know. I've still got this picture of him in my mind from when I was a kid in church. It's nothing like what we're seeing. Just like it was nothing like Widewin. But that first image, that's still what Aethys is to me. If you like.
What did you do after we entered Legacy, my friend?
I like that feeling, knowing we'd stop Theos.
Who wouldn't?
We were part of something big.
And we were awesome. And we had money. And equipment. We could have gotten all the bitches we have ever wanted, but no, instead we have this nonsense
That
now.
was something I never felt before. Not even at war. Guess I went looking for it again.
Oh.
Not that I wanted to tangle with gods, but something smaller. Something I thought I could manage.
And that would be?
There's a group of Aethasians in Deerwood, the night market. Go around helping other Aethasians in secret.
Okay, so I kinda helped you personally.
Sorta like the Leaden Key, guess you could say. Except not a bunch of craven lunatics.
Well, at least so you claim. Let's hope so.
So this one night I'm at a tavern and this fella has a disagreement with me. Game of Orland's head he'd lost some money at.
Yeah.
And I'm bashing his head into the target when he notices I got this pendant with a symbol of Aethys on it. So we get to talking and it turns out he's an alright fella. Runs with the night market. After he was feeling better a month or two later, he introduced me to some folks in the group. And they let me in.
The fact that he's like, yeah, a month or two later, you know, I beat him up badly enough that it took that long for him to recover. She introduced me. So how did it work out?
Well, it depended. The jobs we did, I got to help a lot of folks. A lot of times it was helping folks get out of bad situations. Getting them set up with better ones. I like that.
I can imagine. That does sound like nice,
But
satisfying
the group
work.
had problems. A lot of different ideas how to run things. Sometimes it cost the people we were trying to help. I don't know if that was something we could have avoided or if it was the cost of trying to fix things.
Yeah, groups can be a bit difficult, eh? I can absolutely see that. Portmage, colonial port town. 3,200 in population. Badeker worshippers. Imports wheat, silk, leather, cotton, textiles, animals, equipment, marble. Imports palm oil, walrus, rice, fish, Ingolfian relics. Georgia ducal governorship. Governorship with Clario. The races. The Ainur make 51%, the ocean folk 45%, and the others is 4%. How do I leave? Okay, like this, apparently. Well, we have all the information we have. I guess the only thing we could reasonably do is go back to Rico and give him his coin purse. Still don't really feel it. I'd much rather keep it. I think I earned that one. But you know, I'll be completely asshole about it, so... Guess we'll have some fun at. Doop 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 doop, wasting some more time running inside town. At least I can go like, well, take me to the fucking place immediately. That's saving some time at least.
Got it.
Hello, Rinko.
Most days I'd fire up the kettle for you or something. Sorry.
I spoke to Morka. She claims that she won fairly and you insulted her.
Surprise! The brute speaks! And you have survived the conversation in one piece.
Well, you really are a punchable person, aren't you?
Merla. Perhaps my tongue was loosened by drink. What of it? Is any man who insults the savage's pride due a beating? The law is on my side.
And now it might help if I didn't call them savages.
I refer only to Mokeha, that shark-faced harpy. May Andra's beasts feast upon her eyes.
He's an idiot, isn't he?
She cheated me. Are we to lose our home for the sake of Clario's alliance?
Yeah, I could intimidate him and be like, well, Restodamo spent the rest of your life fucking eating nothing but soup because I'm gonna punch your teeth in.
It is not enough that she has ruined me. Now you threaten me in my home. Please, for the sake of my son, I will tell the gods the truth. I swear it.
Good.
I must hope that Clario's dogs will be more merciful than you.
Nice.
The moment the ship arrives, I will take my family back to Ostia.
Well, that is nice. Means I can finally, you know, keep the money. Nice. I got his money back. I intimidated him to be truthfully because he has not been cheated at all and he deserved this beating. Quite literally. And now I have his money. That is a very, very pleasing thing, isn't it? Now, is that actually... Ah, free money. I do love it. I mean, technically speaking, I'm a mercenary. I'm bound by contract, but this was not an official contract. Just, you know, a bit of a favor thing going on. So, you know, gives me a bit of freedom to act within my own reasonable amount of honesty. You know, like, yes. The rules of the matter was that both sides are at fault here, so why should I not be the one to, you know, get something out of that for all the footwork I had to do. Now then, let's take a look around the island and find out what the fuck is going on. So there's the dig site. There's these things. The Puhu Rouge. Whatever that fucking thing is, I'm gonna find out now. Big woodlands spread to the east of Porto-Magé, slowing your travel. Birds flitter above you. Insects drone incessantly. The path eventually gives way to game trail, then to no path at all. You find a curiously marked tree, the bark gorged away in a pattern. Illustrations seem to run upward, from right to left, just shy of vertical. Show me the markings. I mean, I have like a very good perception, so... The depths and width of the gashes suggest the tusk of a boar, and the curled tufts of brown fur you find wedged into the squat would confirm this superstition. You notice a sigil carved lightly into the wood, so faint as to be almost imperceptible. Identify the symbol. Shoti squints at the carving and frowns. Looks Wana. 3 overlapping circles, can't say beyond that. Quiet rustling in the underbrush draws your attention northward, deeper into the forest. You duck down in the undergrowth, only to knock loose a log shit that had been leaned against the tree. You watch helplessly as it falls over. Being behind it, a vine wrapped around a dead branch. That foliage crashes loudly to the ground. The sound approaches. A tall Amor appears through the vegetation. Matted red hair frames his head, while boar hides drape his form. Stranger still, several wild boars attend him, their hackles up as they snort at you. That's not good. Yeah, it's really, really not good. I was kind of trying to avoid that, you know? The terror picks up at the sight of the boars, alternatively intimidating their grunts and chuckling. Only at length, in what appears to be a heel-dragging afterthought, does his attention at last turn to the strange man in their midst. Dirt darkens the fold of this man's skin. His lips curl over jagged teeth. He waves the stick at you.
No, never talk. Just go. Leave this forest. Go leave these islands. Go return from where you've been.
He shuddered and is shouting. The language thick in his mouth. Well, mean your harm. Can't we just talk?
Said as if a word never hurts a person.
You
go. Speak quickly then. Your words disturb this place.
So, what are you doing out here for the boss?
The boar teach much about survival if one listens, if one watches. So sing. So say those who know.
Those who know. Who would that be?
This question helps neither of us, I say.
Well, it sounds like you're speaking of Gillo Wayne.
Always you foreign sorts speak of your changing god. I say you know nothing of change, and less of the hunt.
It's not been very productive a change, has it? Look, so about these bows of yours? So why does these bow matter so much to you?
I need a reason. I say I do not. That is plenty reason.
Yeah, I'd like a bow of my own. Just what you've got from this bow.
Not mine to give, nor yours to take. You want a boar, friend. You go make your own.
Well, fair point, fair point. So, could I just pass through this forest?
No, your sort always want. This forest is not yours. This land is not yours. Go, leave.
You know, I'm hunting a god. If I fail, your islands will not be spared his wrath. The man frowns, and pulls a leather-wrapped pouch from within his belongings. Hands shaking. He hands it to you. You've gained an item. Wise teeth necklace.
Then go, take this. They protect you if you speak true. They tear out your throat if no.
I'm still going to just look around, you know. What you gonna do about it, boar man? Eh? Do you wanna piss me off, eh? Well, at least we could avoid, you know, useless conflict for once. That is actually somewhat rather pleasing. No reason to fight. I mean, technically speaking, he's just a giant XP bag sitting there waiting for me to murder him, but... Is he going to attack me if I talk to him again?
Always wanting more. I've given you what you asked for. You go now.
Yes, I will. I will. No reason to overstay my welcome. Ah, yes, yes. I absolutely understand. Look, there's something up here. An old battleground. It is always easy to judge who fought or why, but what belongs to the dead leave behind is a legacy that anyone can claim. The sight of recent battle spreads before you. The bodies of the routed foe still lie where they fell. They must have been picked clean by the scavenging beast. Search. Took some time and... a scroll of ray of fire. Well, keep searching. Stun bombs, that's nice. Wand. 3 potions of attuned self. Fine hatchet. Blunting belt. Yep, we found everything we could find. Apparently. which will now lead us to the Valkyria Pass, which is our next goal. Let's see if we can just pass through peacefully. The trail before you seems thoroughly disturbed by erratic tracks. The sparse plants to the immediate sides of the path roughly mangled. A struggle may have occurred here. Search the area. It takes you only a few moments to make sense of the chaos. No blood spatters suggest it was not a fight, and you easily identify the clawed prints of sour ribs. The tracks seem recent. A dry and ropey vein has been pulled taut across the path and inexplicably covered in dust. Dirt. Beyond, a group of roped figures cringe and cower at a nearby river's bend. Each is frozen in place, ashen and grey, like statues crafted of soot. Circumvent the trap. Leave the well-traveled path and pick your way through the wilderness, eyes searching ahead of you for additional traps. You hear a series of quiet chirps and growls ahead. Make out the movement of small forms through the undergrowth. Draw your weapon and attack. You shall murder them now, most brutally. And take all of their stuff, which is basically our main goal here. Military tank, go! Shit, I'm flanked.
This ends here.
Bum.
Do this. Let's go.
Ooh. Explosion! Not the explosion you wanted to see, because it was a flash explosion, but still an explosion.
Why not? Sure.
Like, Zauriptong. Such a delicacy. The highest order, isn't it? Well, the last time we saw statues like this, it had to do with the Ingwithian machine. So I'm not too pleased yet. I do love the fact that we have my aura back. Oh, also, I kind of forgot to mention it, but as I did for the first one, I actually read up, a few basic, quote-unquote, guides. So we're now getting some starter tips, basically. Everybody's like, well, you should play multiple classes, especially if you play something like a paladin, and I'm sitting here like, I will not. Mostly for personal reason. I like to play this pretty much like the first one, so there's that. So in case you're wondering why I'm not using the most potent, let's say, of combinations, mostly for personal reasoning. And this is a game, it's about enjoying what you're doing, so why the fuck should I do something that I will not necessarily just enjoy? It sounds, a bit dumb, so to speak. Seems to be something there. Stairs. A fresh fruit. Isn't that nice? Oh, a shipwreck. Waves better a splintered hull that doggedly refuses to sink. Whoever abandoned this may have left something behind. Stumbled upon an ancient shipwreck. Its sails hangs from the mainmast like cobwebs, shredded by cannon fire and vicious winds. The ship's hull is cracked. Oh, there still may be something inside worth salvaging. Find out. Some rice. Some water. Some Mazati Nui shell. Voila, colors. More water. And there's nothing left. Okay. Now, so far we have now two ways of combat encounters for the moment. One is the reasonable mount, where we deal with use our rips and go like, yes, we're strong now. And the other is that street gang, which murdered us in a very, very brutal way. Yeah, that's not a good sign. Really not a good sign if those are around again. Do I want to... I mean, I could split things up a bit, you know, and go like, I do kind of want to have at least, you know, 2 per person. So I guess, it would be reasonable to go for history. I still only need a certain level, eh? When the Paladin Jones and enemy providing temporary bonus to all defenses, we take a damage gain and armor rating. Oh, I get another weapon type, eh? I have small shields and I have great swords, so... I guess normal sword would be nice. Ooh, half swording technique. That's something you don't hear all that often, actually. Mentioned, especially not in games. Got an idea. I will teach you survival and streetwise. Okay, so I get history and intimidate, and he gets streetwise and survival. It's like a good deal. Yeah, somewhat like a good deal. 2 handed style, 2 weapon style. You already have that. Determination. Aim. One-handed style. It's not relevant for us. Let's go for determination. He needs all the defensive things he can get his hands on, basically. I want you to learn to use large shields. Because that is going to be where you will be going. Little there. And for my little priesty bitch, survival we already have on street one, we have religion is nice. How about you go for religion and diplomacy? So let's go this to 5, let's get this to 5 then, and then... Because I'm going to learn intimidate and history. That leaves us with metaphysics and insight. I don't think I'm going to go for bluff though. Don't need all of that, don't need all of that, so I guess Will of Faith would be a good idea. And I want to keep you in the distance. Yeah, so I kind of want to give you more distant options, I guess. How about the Arquebus? That would be nice. Well, I mean, that worked out somewhat splendidly. We take a look at what my quest log says. Oh, I actually get a 4 levels higher than your character's current level. Reconnect with a woman he used to know who's supposed to settle in that fair with the children of the Dawnstar. Oh, right, you could actually talk to the nice ones. So he's chasing you, us throughout the Deadfire, blah blah blah. Assist to the shepherd lost souls. Not a problem. I think before we continue, let's actually try and talk to the people, the Dawnstar's people, about my dear friend There's quest. Mostly because, you know, I do like the people. Oh, it actually works. That's kind of cute. Although walk. I don't know why you really need that, but well, okay, game if that's what you desire. Let's go inside and talk to the Dawnstars and see if we can find out anything about that apparently very loud woman. Only loud between the sheets, eh? I can get behind it from the idea. Well, I mean, it's there. What were you expecting? Because I was expecting precisely that.
I feel you are in need of redemption.
Am I?
For you know the touch of darkness, of death.
Well.
Do you seek a blessing from the light?
I'm looking for someone who came out just
If it's
years
a
back.
fellow missionary you seek, then you might talk with Nordegand at the temple in Nekataka. She's been around a while. Knows more of us than most anyone else.
Where? Katorka, the great and ancient city of Nekataka, so old that its foundations are said to predate the Gate Wana cataclysm of legend. In recent years, the native Wana population have been crowded by the arrival of aliens and the Rautani colonists, traders, and other things, apparently. In the dialogue. Okay. Temple of God in Nekataka. Okay, so we can't really continue otherwise. I mean, that's one good lesson. And I suppose. Let's go to the tech side. In case you're wondering why I'm a bit slow, I'm actually walking with one little pipe, filling it up with the nice cherry smelling tobacco. There's not much left of that though, and I'm kind of thinking I actually want to take that over, but nowadays I can't just, go over and do some trading with the people, instead I have to order everything online, which is such a waste. We're losing a lot of culture here, mind you. Now then, I think this is actually a very good tune time. We have played for like 2 hours, we have done some things, and I think it shall be where we cure you for this week. For this week's Pillars of Eternity enjoyment. I do need to get up, and there's some work-related horribleness going on that I will have to address, so let's just say it's gonna be once again interesting times ahead, and you know how much I also love it when interesting times are ahead of me. Oh boy. Oh boy. But well, as I kind of said to the Soviet before, I could complain a lot, but there's no real reason to do it. That's just a waste of fucking time at this point. That said, I shall just take that as is, and we'll make the best of it, basically. But yeah, this was a rather enjoyable episode so far. Let's see what we find out the next time when, the horribleness will continue to spread all over the fucking place, and he's just gonna smoke his pipe, isn't he? I do like it, the way they added some, some actual thing to the waiting animation. Because, well, that's a reasonable thing to do for it, yeah. It's fitting his character. I like it. Yeah, so, without that much further ado, I shall bid you adieu for the moment. Have a good one, of course, and thanks for dropping by. This, as usual, very much appreciated. Let's see who we can name. Of course, the Soviet dropped by. We'll be like, well, what's up? Very nice person, always nice to have him around. We have a new face here, the Raven Outlaw dropped by. Give his opinion on the PlayStation 4 version of this game. I would point out that I would not advise you to play games like this, in generally speaking, on console, if you can help it, because, well, I don't know. I think actually the golden age of consoles is long gone, and there's really no reason to bind yourself to that thing any longer. such a pain. Your marketing is also such a giant fucking pain, so, you know, just that. But yeah, that and everybody else who is not that easily nameable, thanks for dropping by. As I said, it is appreciated, very much so. It was fun to have people around when you play something, especially something like this that I'm actually, you know, very much looking forward to. As you can already tell from the way it's going, they actually, you know, improved a bit on the music inclusion. And so music is now a lot more dominantly present, basically. I personally like the directions they went with to include more of it and not just go for the more ambiente-themed thing that Baldur's Gate had going. Because you actually have to, you know, strike out your own thing. You can't just, you know, pretend to be like we had a new Baldur's Gate. That's going to hit you in the face. Mostly because of people like me, to be fair. But yeah. For the moment, that shall be it. But, I kinda said so. I will have to do some shit tomorrow, as usual. And I probably will have at least a bit of a meeting and a restructuring of some work processes on Sunday. So I don't really want to make any big promises about how much playtime we will get. We will most definitively, and I promise you that much, will play Grad 3 tomorrow. That much I will promise you. I would very much like to play a nice long round of Hoy actually and try to revive the Kaiser-like. Because that sounds fun, you know, like going like, well, screw the Führer, we are going to go back to the Kaiser now. Because, well, you know, monarchs are not cooler. But that requires time. Just, you know, just playing that until at least the Great War kicks off properly. We are talking about somewhere between 6 to 8 hours, I think, at least. And that is if I let the game run fast most of the time, which is usually not what I do. So, you know, there's that. But yeah, I actually got some tips from the tech also how to play it a bit more and efficiently, so, you know. Like, well, if you want to be smart, then just wait. Try to avoid the open conflict and, you know, actually get your troops up somewhere. Also, don't give too much of a shit about armor, and especially early on, because, well, you will not have the things. So there's that. I would like to do that. I would like to play a nice, long, hard game, and, I mean, weekend is just coming, and I'm already like, I can already foresee that there's not going to be much for me, sadly. Mostly because, well, we had a bit of a problem with one person who's now kind of sick for a while, but potentially not even going to be able to come to do any work for like 4 hours, and 4 weeks. That's it's a nasty situation, let's just say. But let me not bore you with that overly much, and instead, let's end on the high note. We did good. We did a lot of cool things. We murdered things. We saved things. We learned that we are very much limited right now, strength-wise, which is how it should be at the beginning. We should always start weak and get a lot stronger over time, so that you have some nice progression. You can later on be like, a bunch of 4 or 5 sucks. It's nothing to me anymore. But it was at one point. So yeah, once again, have a good one, and bye-bye for now, I suppose. Keep tuned for tomorrow. As I said, I will be around most definitively in the evening, but if I can actually, you know, get things done reasonably fast, then you might actually see me, you know, pop in, like, somewhere in the afternoon, I guess. That's probably when I'm going to be around. As I said, it's kind of hard to tell, because I do only have so many hours at the store, and then it's closed, but that thing, you know, we kind of have to reorganize everything, and that's such a pain. But yeah, have a good one, and